The spectrum of purpose. In the heart of monochrome city, Leo felt like a sketch that had never been finished. He spent his days in a towering skyscraper of charcoal glass, filing reports that felt like dust in his hands. Every face he passed was a different shade of tired, every street a repetitive rhythm of slate and smoke. His life was a loop of silence and gray, a soul-crushing routine that whispered that there was nothing more than the grind. One rainy Tuesday, while clearing out a forgotten corner of his apartment's attic, Leo found a map. It wasn't digital or printed on glossy paper. It was hand-drawn on parchment that hummed with a faint, impossible warmth. It spoke of realms beyond the gray, places where color lived. Without a suitcase or a plan, Leo walked out of his office and followed the ink lines toward the horizon, leaving the monochrome world behind. The air grew hot and smelled of cedar and smoke as Leo entered the forest of sparks. Here, the gray began to bleed away, replaced by flickering crimsons and deep oranges. From the center of a burning oak stepped Ember, a creature made of dancing flames and soft fur. "This is the realm of passion," Ember whispered. "It is the fire that keeps you awake at night, the thing you do because your heart demands it." Ember reached into the center of a floating spark and pulled out a glowing red crystal. "Many find this fire but let it burn out, or they let it consume them," Ember warned. "Take this ember, Leo. It is what you love." Leo held the crystal, and for the first time in years, he felt a genuine pounding heat in his chest that had nothing to do with the city's engines. The heat faded into a cool, refreshing mist as Leo reached the Valley of Healing. The landscape was a breathtaking wash of cerulean and indigo. A spirit named Marina rose from a crystalline lake, her form shifting like a waterfall. "This is the realm of mission," she said, her voice like a bubbling brook. "It is not just about what you love, but what the world needs from you." Marina gestured toward the horizon, where the valley's waters flowed out to thirsty fields. "Passion is a spark, but mission is a river," she explained. She handed him a single heavy droplet of water that remained solid in his palm. "Carry this, Leo. It is your contribution to the whole." Leo felt the weight of the droplet, a purposeful, grounding weight that made him feel connected to everything. The path climbed steeply until the air grew thin and sharp. Leo reached the peak of mastery, a world of polished silver and obsidian. There, amidst the clouds, he met Farum, a master smith whose skin looked like hammered steel. "This is the realm of vocation," Farum declared, his voice echoing like a hammer on an anvil. "It is the intersection of your skill and your discipline. It is what you are good at." Farum led Leo to a glowing forge where the wind itself seemed to sharpen blades. "Talent is a raw stone. Mastery is the gem within," Farum said. He struck a piece of silver light on his anvil and handed the resulting token to Leo. It was a perfectly balanced silver hammer, small enough to fit in his pocket. Leo felt the strength in his own hands, realizing he had the power to create, not just process. Finally, the mountain path descended into the bustling market of exchange. The air was filled with the scent of spices and the clinking of coins. Everything here was bathed in a rich, golden light. A merchant named Orem, draped in silks of amber and honey, greeted him. "This is the realm of profession," Orem said with a smile. "It is the value you provide that allows you to sustain your journey." Orem showed Leo how the threads of the world were woven together by trade and appreciation. "You cannot live on air alone," Orem noted, handing Leo a heavy golden coin that felt like sunshine. "This is the reward for your labor. It is the bridge between your inner world and the outer reality." Leo looked at the coin and realized that his work could be a source of life, not a drain on it. Leo returned to the edge of monochrome city, but he did not go back to his desk. Standing on the border between the gray and the light, he pulled out the 4 gifts: the red ember, the blue water, the silver hammer, and the golden coin. He realized they weren't separate prizes, but parts of a whole. With the skill he had learned, he forged them together. They merged into a brilliant, multicolored key that pulsed with the rhythm of his own heartbeat. Leo turned the key in the air, and a wave of color exploded from him, washing over the skyscrapers and the streets. The gray buildings didn't disappear, but they were transformed, filled with the warmth of the forest, the depth of the valley, the strength of the peak, and the abundance of the market. He realized his journey was never about leaving. It was about bringing the balance back home. Ikigai is not a destination, but the balance within.